enterprise zones where there are tax incentives for people coming here and building housing. Affordable housing is important, but affordable, we don't mean cheap. We don't mean that it doesn't have the affordable dignity for people.
Okay, that would be time, thank you. Okay, candidate McKay.
Well, what I would love to do for homeless people is to keep them off the street. So what I basically do with Pontiac first, the housing, is to make sure that we have available shelters around for those that have no dwelling, and have places to have them have rehabilitation and get their mind stable so that they can go out and receive finances and things of that nature, and be able to keep those things so they can keep a place to stay. And not only that, I would like to have for the homeless people to have porta potties out there. Because out there having to use the bathroom on the side of the road and you don't got nowhere else to go, it's not fair. And I would also like that to be for the homeless people to have heat in the bus places. You feel what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, where the bus is at? I want to also have like heat in there for the homeless people, because sometimes that's the only place they got to sleep until we get them somewhere they can go. So I just want to make sure the homeless is out of the street, especially in the cold times. I want to make sure they have shelters and things.
That is time. That is time. Thank you very much. Candidate Holland.
First, we have to support our own builders here. People that's developers, investors. Shout out to Max May. Shout out to Regina Campbell. Shout out to those that's buying lots and building homes on their own. Secondly, though, when we do allow Habitat or Lighthouse or whomever to come in our city, they have to have some conformity to what they're building. Just don't throw anything in our city where they don't conform with the other houses. And then lastly, we've had developers come and wanted to build here, lakeside property and other places, and we get in our own way on how we do business. Like I said, we need to cut the process time down and then know what we're getting before we let them come in here and just put up anything. We have to take some pride, but first we still have to let those new programs that are coming, even with the grants that's coming, let Pontiac people and businesses let them apply and help them, and then other people will come in and want to.
Okay, that is time. Thank you very much, sir. Now, Candidate Williams.
We need to have actual neighborhood revitalization plans for our community. We have people trying to build scattered houses. We have people in affluent parts of the city trying to build low-income housing. We don't have a plan currently in our city for how we want to develop this land. Every street has to go street by street and have the input of the residents first so we can decide what we need. We're going to build new houses because we have to. But we went through here for the last 15 years, said demolition was progress, and tore down almost 1,000 homes. When we said we were going to give the citizens land for $200, we froze that, did not give those citizens land, and now they got about those same lots for $6,500. The last thing that we have to do is the city has to exercise its first right of refusal. We don't have to have a land bank, but we do need to capture this land so we can develop this, and we can put a lot of the people who have been just as impacted to work making these houses, and we can start doing that right now. We don't have to wait until the election. Y'all can take these great ideas and use them tomorrow at City Hall.
As City Council President, every housing initiative, every housing proposal, I have supported it, voted for it, advocated for it, and beat up the administration when it wasn't moving fast enough and when they were opposing those housing developments and housing growth. As mayor, I want to see substantial improvements, substantial construction and renovation. I want 2,000 new housing units in the pipeline in the next few years, and open, accessible, providing homes and shelter and stability for our residents. We have seen limited growth, limited construction. We need to move it faster. We have the ability, we have the need, and if we get smarter and organized and leading the way, we can see real results. I am a very pro-housing growth candidate for mayor, so if that's not your vibe, don't vote for me, because you are going to get a lot of housing growth with me as your mayor.
Okay, thank you very much. We have a rebuttal request here for Candidate Holland. Please feel free.
I'm just concerned on how they're going to build 1,000 houses and where they'll get the funding from. I mean, do you realize how hard it is just to build one house it takes like 90 days just to get through the paperwork process. So when you start saying you're gonna build 1,000 houses, who's your developer? Who do you know that we don't know? And then bring them up so we can see them. Because I hear a lot of talk about what we're going to do, but we can look around and see what's going on.
Thank you very much. Candidate Riley.
I ran for mayor 4 years ago. I did not win. And I've worked over the course of the last 4 years in Genesee County as the Director of Development. I understand housing, I understand development, I'm doing the work. I'm not talking about it, I'm actually doing it, real brick and mortar. I understand how to put development agreements together, I know how to put together and read development performers and utilize, just in our room right now, I think it's significant, and I recognize the Pontiac Housing Commission for bringing to the table. We have the former Executive Director, Gary Hydell of MISHDA. So going after those funding sources and opportunities to go after grants for attainable housing, affordable housing, market rate housing. I just had a ribbon cutting last week based on the work that I do out there. I want to develop here, but none of that matters. This isn't about my resume or any of the rest of the candidates' resumes. It's about our people and making sure that we can put people into those homes that we develop. Thank you.
We have a rebuttal request. Candidate Williams with his second and final.
My second and final rebuttal is, why haven't you been building that in Pontiac? When I left city council, we still did the work that we needed to do. When we needed a youth center, I took a lot of these people who are in this room to the YMCA, got $1 million off the deal in order to build a youth center, and they could have bought it and used it. And so one of the things that we have to do is stop waiting for a job to serve our people.
Okay, Candidate Riley, your second rebuttal.
Why haven't I done something when I was not elected to necessarily do it? When certain individuals served on city council, we had an opportunity to buy youth recreation centers for $1 million, the old Hayes Jones. We also had an opportunity to buy the building on Golf Drive for $2 million. We passed that up, and now we're talking about taking out a bond for a new community center for $40 million. So everyone on this stage has served in an elected capacity with the exception of myself and the other young lady at this table. I'm asking Pontiac residents to give me an opportunity to serve in that capacity. When I worked for the city of Pontiac, I brought millions of dollars into the city that was utilized for the benefit of new streets, new lights, new roads, and community engagement and cultural activities within our community. So to try to divide and diminish the work that any individual has contributed to our community does a disservice to our residents and our citizens. And I think that we need to focus on building up Pontiac and not trying to tear each other down.
All right, that is time. Candidate McGinnis has invoked a rebuttal.
Thank you. The question initially is about housing growth. Just today we had a groundbreaking ceremony on Auburn Place Apartments, 5-story apartment, attainable, affordable, including with opportunity for those that are homeless to go into an apartment, a safe and new quality apartment. That is a project that I've supported every step of the way, including being at the table as a planning commissioner these last 4 years. That's a strong example as the legislative body leader, the legislative branch's president in our city, the work that I've continued to do. And as mayor, I can hit the ground running on many of these initiatives that are in the pipeline. Literally a block away, 114 apartments are being finished, the old Pontiac State Bank building. If you start adding up all these different apartments, Casa del Rey apartments, Westwood South on Gulf Drive that I supported in Oakland County, those collaborations helped make that possible. We can get there, especially if we are receptive, responsive, and moving forward rather than finding reasons to say, no, why not? Let's move forward and let's do it fast.